I started flying the B-24 Liberator at 19.
Oh, you did?
I enlisted out of high school.
Okay.
I enlisted the day after I graduated from Washburn High School, but they didn't call you in right away. At that time, they had been taking in 1,000 new cadets. And so it was a year and a half before I got called in. And I was sent, because I had no college training at all, I had to go to a college and pass equivalency tests on many different subjects. In fact, one of the subjects was English, but it was code and meteorology and navigation and many other subjects where you were required to have a college equivalency. And the only test I failed in the whole bunch of them was code. When they taught code, they would transfer to you a set of headphones the message. Dit, 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 da, 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 dit, dit, dit. Now, the first thing the instructor said was, whatever you do, don't count, don't repeat what you hear. But stubborn German like me, and I started counting right away. SOS, I knew, and a few other phrases that I knew. But when he gave the test, he speeded the transmission up to more than double of what it was during training. And I got lost. I mean, about 3 words that I got out of the whole test. And he dismissed the whole class except for me. He said, Bachman, you stay back here. I got to talk to you. And when the crowd cleared, he came back and said, I know what you did. You counted, didn't you? I said, yes, I did. Well, he said, you can't do that. You remember I told you not to? And, of course, I love the B-24. I really did. It's harder to fly than the 17, but it's a smoother bombing platform. It was the first airplane built that has the flex wing. That on it, the 24 we're under, the tip of that wing will go up 18 inches and down 18 inches from the way it is on the ground. So it has this movement. And on any place where there's turbulence, the airplane in front of you, that'll leave the air going in circles, depending on which way the prop is. But at any rate, that was taken up in that flex wing that we built. This David R. Davis was a self-taught aeronautical engineer. All of it was in his head. And he decided on this plane he wanted to have that flex wing. And the result is that when you were in turbulent air, that thing absorbed that thrust in the wingtips. On the 17, if you hit turbulence in that, you bounce. I mean, it's a solid wing. All other planes are solid wings except 24. Of course, it's easier plane. 17 is an easier plane to fly, but when you're talking about a bombing platform, it's much better in the 24 because the shock of those airwaves is taken up in that flapping wing.
Now, is it true that you were checked out in B-17s also?
Yes, I checked out for the first pilot position in both planes and passed. Then it was my choice as to which one I wanted to fly. And of course, the 24 just stands out to me as being the best airplane at that time that was built. More B-24s were built than any other aircraft by any country during World War II. Just a total of slightly less than 20,000 total. 9,000 of this variant. the J model was more widely used and built. They actually built 9,000 J models like this. That's one I flew and loved it. Absolutely thrilled to fly. Harder to fly than on the 17. It was an easier plane to fly, but it wasn't all that I expected.
Now, what was your typical bomb load? What pound?
8,000 pounds. Yeah, and the 17 carries only 6,000 pounds.
And they were 500-pound bombs or
1,000 pounds.
1,000-pound bombs?
Well, it could be 8 1,000-pound bombs or 16 500-pound bombs, and it goes on down to 100 pounds.